Okay, well, tonight's episode is muskrat trapping, and I'm up in northeast South Dakota, and I'm trapping muskrats, and there's a lot of them up there. I had to go find them, and I trapped for almost 5 weeks, and it was just a fantastic experience for me. And in this episode, I have Quincy along and Pete, his dad, and so sit back and enjoy. But one thing I also want to tell you about is an incident last winter. I go skiing with the Pope every winter, and he's a pretty good skier actually, better than me. But he wears that hat, and that he hits branches and stuff. But so we're on the chairlift. Oh, and I forgot to mention Kiki D was with us, and Kiki D, she starts doing her hair, and she asks she asks the Pope to hold her mitts, and the Pope, he's hard of hearing. And he thought she said something else, and okay, enjoy the show.
These bloodshot eyes of knowledge, too proud to ever behold the all that is this and nothingness out on the bad river road, out on the bad river road.
Well, we're in northeastern South Dakota, and I have my good friends with me, Pete Harper and his son Quincy Harper, and they're both experienced trappers, and they're going to tag along with me on my rat line. And it's springtime, and it's a good time to be alive, so let's keep going. Well, our first stop, we're gonna be just out of town, and I've been running quite a few highways because nobody else wants to set them. They think they're going to get ripped off, and I've only had one float stolen so far, and these highways are just loaded with muskrats, and then we'll be on some primitive roads too.
Got a trap down. We'll see what we got here. I got a muskrat on this side. Got a lot of rat droppings over here on this rat. Throw him up on the bank. All right, good to go on that. We're reset. Let's go see what Mark's got.
That's a big daddy there. A friend from high school, Toad, he passed here 2 weeks ago. He had cancer. He was an excitable guy, but you'd get him when he'd get a muskrat or mink or whatever. Muskrat! He'd go like that. It's really funny. How many years you been in South Dakota?
I've been in South Dakota for 12 years now.
So it sounds like there's no regrets moving here.
Yeah. Came out here to do a lot of waterfowling, and then I seen what opportunities we had out here for trapping.
All right, Pete, let's get out and see what we got. You're not getting out.
Both traps are down. It looks a little soft in here, so you got to be real careful when you come out.
There's one on here.
Okay, we'll reach down there and pull that up. Is there one or is there two?
That's a big daddy.
Yeah, it's a good size, right?
We're gonna put a little additional bait on here. That's just a clothespin. We got one down here, Quincy.
You want to pull that one up there, buddy?
I'm using 3 different baits: high water, laughing lady, and then Quincy Harper's Checkmate. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But baits work on muskrats. Lures, smells, and this stuff, I don't know how high to put that. I want to put it high enough because they've been stealing the clothespin and chewing it up. Now I gotta buy more clothespins.
Muskrat up there.
You see a muskrat?
That might be
Wiebe Trapline Adventures is brought to you by F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post. Everything you need for trapping and hunting. By Dakota Line Snares and Trapping Products. Snares loaded for speed. And by Wiebe Fleshing and Skinning Knives. We are wicked sharp. We are Wiebe.
Can we shoot it?
No.
You can't shoot it. That's illegal to do. Yeah, he's already on the wrong track.
We're gonna have to straighten him out.
He's gonna be on the post office wall. Okay, so we've got two set places down here. We're gonna set. You always gotta be moving, keeping things fresh. And so I have a system where if a float doesn't produce one day, it's on probation. If it doesn't produce 2 days, then it's on double probation, kind of like the movie Animal House where the fraternity was on double probation. And then the third time, you yank it.
It gets pretty deep.
So we're gonna put in a brand new float here, and I'm very optimistic. Yeah, it does. The closer you can get into that culvert, Pete, the better.
Okay, instead of Mark's lures, we're gonna throw some of my lure on it. And it's called Checkmate. This lure, I put it together. It took a while to put it together. I wanted to fine tune it. And this lure here, it does got some really good smells that you ain't gonna really find anywhere. It does glow in the dark. It's a kicker. And this right here is gonna be, you got the good smells, and it's also got glow in the dark feature for eye appeal at night. And it doesn't hurt to throw a little bit on the side or in the water because it's throwing an oil slick as well. So if anything, the wind's blowing, you got any current or anything, it's gonna take the oil right with it.
I've had good luck with it, and I've heard others having really good luck with it. So I use my own 2-3 different baits, and then I use Checkmate. Quincy, you see these turds here? You know what kind of turds those are? Nope, they're muskrat turds. You did? So that means there's more muskrats in here, because dead muskrats normally don't put turds on your float. That's kind of a stout trap there. I like these number 2s the best for muskrats. They span the whole width of your float. Yeah, you're getting deep. Just don't fall over.
That's the main question. Please don't fall.
All right. 2 dead muskrats. This float here takes a lot of wind. Okay, you got, can you see that down there? You're close. Okay, there you go. Here's the other one. It's gonna be a good day. Pete, do you know some kind of tool you could use to see if an electric fence is hot?
Your hand.
Well, no, he wouldn't do it.
I'm not doing it.
There's gotta be something out there that works.
Well, they do make testers that you can test them, but I just use my hands.
Oh. I'll go check it once. Then I'll know. Okay. All right, we got us a double. It is. That's the methane gas coming out of the slough. Okay, I'm gonna have you carry the rats. There's both of them right there. Okay, you got them? Yeah. All right, good job.
Both sides?
Both sides. So how about you get this side and I'll get that side?
Looks like we may have a double here.
Hey Pete, you know what happens when you don't pay your exorcist?
What's that?
You get repossessed. You don't get it, do you?
Wiebe Trapline Adventures is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply, offering top quality hunting and trapping products of the highest quality at a competitive price. By Southern Snares Trapping Supply, our customer success is our top priority. And by Mark Steck Animal Lures, top quality baits and lures with proven performance.
We're trapping public right-of-ways exclusively. I have no permission. It's one of the beauties of South Dakota. We've got 33rd and a 3rd feet from the center line into the water. If you go any further than that, you need permission. And so all my life, I've just been able to roll throughout South Dakota. It's why I picked South Dakota to live in. We got a muskrat? The French call them musquash.
They stink it all my head too.
You smell it?
Yeah.
It smells good.
It smells like cherries.
It's been a fair spot.
I'm drowning.
I don't think he needs to be drowned.
Kind of does.
Dead is dead in my book.
Well, he needs to die for the second time.
All right, man. We got to roll. We got a lot of traps to check. This is a rocky one. I just walk in before the rocks. You see a muskrat down there? I don't.
Set off, though.
Yep, set off. The reason I set this far down in the ditch was because of the rocks. I would have preferred to set up the waterway a bit, but you just make adjustments with your physical abilities as you get older anyway, and I've caught a number of rats out of here, but not today.
All right, we got a muskrat here, but I noticed one thing here. We got droppings right on top of that. So what I'm gonna do is once I get this taken care of, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna look at that trap to see what's going on. Because if there's droppings on that trap, that muskrat should have stepped right on it or sat on it.
Not necessarily, Mr. Pete. I've seen them. I mean, you still got to check the trap, but man, I've seen them where it's so full of crap and the trap works fine. In fact, I had a kid with me. I said, check that trap. Well, it went right off and it shot poop into his mouth. And I don't know why that happens, but it's still, you need to check the trap. Sometimes those pans get stiff. You think it's working? Just move that trap up and down a lot. And
That pan's pretty loose.
I've seen it where you couldn't hardly see the trap. It's so full of crap. Oh, we got 2 traps down. Got 2, Pete?
No, just one.
Just 1.
That was a good one.
This happens a lot with float trapping. You catch the same muskrat with 2 traps. They get caught and they'll jump towards the other side.
Yeah, when I go through these floats, I got some work to do on them. I need to short chains some of those traps. With a shorter chain, it rarely happens.
Wiebe Trapline Adventures is brought to you by Cold Creek Trapping Products, serious trapping gear for the serious trapper. By FurTeckerTV.com, the absolute best collection of trapping videos available streaming online. And by Naturally Bob Sportsman's Pet Shampoo. Naturally encapsulates the absolute worst odors in the outdoors, leaving your pet scent-free.
There's another tub over there.
See any traps down, Quinn? I think there's at least 1 down.
Oh, got one.
Yeah, just 1. Well, we're gonna put a little high water up here. And this time of year, I start relying more on bait and lure because the breeding season's over. And during the breeding season, they're just crawling up on everything, and they put their musk on these floats, and then other muskrats crawl up on it. But at some point, they seem like they lose their desire to crawl up on everything. Oh, they'll still crawl up, but so you start giving them some reasons to crawl up. And I went years and years and years without using lure on muskrats. And then I started making some videos for other trappers and trappers that are good trappers with a lot of miles under their belt. And I started seeing that lures have some value. At certain times, a lot of value. Well, on this muskrat line, I'm relying very heavily on lures or baits, whatever you want to call them. And I didn't always believe in lures and baits for muskrats. I do now. I've been using them for a decade or more now. And at one point, during this particular trapping season, I ran out of, or I kind of got lazy and quit, and I stopped baiting them up, and the catch started dropping. I was down to upper 50s, low 60s per day. I baited everything up with high water, baited it heavily, and I was immediately back up in the 90s each day. Made a difference. It was pretty cool. And so these are the baits I'm using on the muskrat line. Pete Harper's, Checkmate, High Water, Laughing Lady, and this one is Hurricane. Every one of these I was taught to make by Nick Wyszynski, every single one of them. Some I've worked with Gary Jepson, I've worked with other people. I mean, I've worked hard to learn these things. I'm not self-taught. And that's probably a good thing because these baits and lures go back in time and they are tested to the max. And so I'm pretty good at finding who's good at things, either studying them or getting them to work with me and teach me what they know.
One thing about these big number 2s, they can grab a hold of something. Not very strong, but one of the best rat traps you can get. Quick and easy. One of the great things about trapping is when you got children, especially your own, it's kind of rewarding getting out there and doing it with you. It's just the experience at this age makes so many memories. And not only that, when he gets older, he's going to be able to adapt into the trapping situation if he chooses to keep going along with it. And you know, he'll be able to, he's got the experience and he'll be showing his buddies, and you know, to me, it's just kind of a family tradition, bringing it down.
Well, that was quite a day and a lot of fun. The catch was really good. We saw a lot of waterfowl, and I really enjoyed the company of Pete and his son Quincy. Until next week, peaceful waters.
And how much do you expect from the plunder of enchantment, from the sale of
It's a nice rat. Let's see if we can see any damage on him. Sometimes you can feel it more than you can see it. Nothing obvious though.
the whole wide world's at your fingertips?